A snow-capped Utica hosts the United Elite Krajisnik FC MASL2 side in home game number 2 and game number 3 of the season. Hello, everyone, and welcome in to the booth here at the Adirondack Bank Center. I'm Arnav Pokrel. I'm alongside Greg Fanning. Greg, this is a Krajisnik team that won a tense home opener, that 5-4 game against Spice City, but then dominated that second game against Baltimore, 15-5, the final score in Baltimore. Can't complain about that.
No, you can't complain about that at all. They're taking that momentum and they're really driving it into the season. Something that, quite frankly, the team like really struggled with last year was carrying that momentum from game to game to game. And we had a cancellation with one of the games for the Salisbury Stakes beforehand. And so they've had a little bit of a break. So we'll see how that momentum movement goes tonight. Yeah.
So that January 19th game against Spice City in Danbury gets canceled. So that one will have to be made up at a later date. But the rest of the season looks like this. I mean, Spice City, that game will be rescheduled. 3 straight against Salisbury, 1 against Baltimore, and Salisbury again, Baltimore again. And then those 2 games at the end, those 2 games against Spice City are probably going to be a big factor because Spice City and Krajisnik are 2 of the best in the MASL2.
Yeah, and right now the standings showcase that Krajisnik is in second place, but they've played 2 games less than Spice City at this point of the season. But Krajisnik is coming out at won 2 in a row. They're playing with a lot of passion, a lot of energy. The coaching staff has this group firing on all cylinders. And so when you look at the standings and you look at the way that this team is playing, yeah, it looks like it's a 2-team race between Spice City and Krajisnik. But as Lynn Berman used to say, that's why they play the games. So you can't take anybody for granted, and you can't play down to your competition.
A quick look through all of the lines today, and it starts with the goalkeeper, Drew Taylor. He was excellent in that home opener against Spice City. Toy Tavares alongside that back line. Second line, headlined by Ramazani Juma. He played excellently. And Mohamed Hamada, who scored 2 goals, was our player of the game in that first game. And then the third line has our second goalkeeper, Tyler Barth. Leonardo Gualberto, a 2-year player. Edmar Vieira, who's an excellent technical player for this Krajisnik side. So a lot to look forward to. But, Greg, you've got a couple of points that this Krajisnik team needs to focus on in home game number 2.
Yeah, keep that home field advantage. You're home. You got the crowd here. You've got your supporters of this city of Utica. Make sure that you take care of business at home. Then, also in that home opener that we referenced, that 5-4 victory for the home opener, there were a lot of rebounds and a lot of their goals were scored off of the rebound. So you got to rule the rebound off of the plexiglass, off of the boards, and let's be proactive. Play some proactive soccer today. Shoot early, shoot often, shoot all the time. Make sure you're passing the feet. Don't have any sloppy play. And like I tell my kids, score early, get up early, and stay up in those games and apply as much pressure as you possibly can.
Tariq Mekic, Gordy Gerson, and Jason Palkovich, the 3 who lead this Krajisnik side. I mean, Gordy Gerson, obviously one of the best in the MASL history in terms of having a storied career and knowing the indoor game inside out, and then Tariq and Jason knowing the Krajisnik program inside out. Really a good combination of experience in indoor, experience with Krajisnik, and you saw it come to fruition in that comeback victory against Spice City.
Well, and adding Gordy to the coaching staff for this season, he's brought a whole new perspective to that coaching staff. Tarek and Jay both have long storied historic careers on the coaching side of things. You say their names anywhere, and people know who they are. So adding Gordy into that, you've got that pro player that's still playing M1, playing for UCFC. I believe he had a goal tonight.
He did.
In that monster game where UCFC, basically destroyed the Wave. And now you've got that energy. He brings that passion to it. Jay and Tarek have a passionate way of coaching, and then Gordy's just a little bit over the top of those 2.
Well, this is a Salisbury side that is always looking for improvement. They got their first win of the season last weekend in a split series with the Baltimore Arsenal. But, getting that first win, getting over the hump for the first time in MASL2, we know what that's like from last season.
Yes.
It's important momentum that this Salisbury team could build on.
Well, they're 1-2-1, 4 games played. They need to take any, we talk about momentum. Well, it works for the opposition as well, and they need to be on the ball. They need to make sure that they're running with that momentum coming forward. And let's see what they bring to the table going up against the United League Krajisnik Football Club team here.
So once again, it's Salisbury, it's United League Krajisnik FC players now entering the field for Krajisnik as we get set. Krajisnik will be in the blues, blue jerseys, blue shorts, white socks. Salisbury with white jerseys, got this like maroon, burgundy, brown sort of color shorts, and then a mix of socks on the Salisbury team. They've got some white ones, some black ones. Some people maybe going with no socks. I don't know. I can't really see the benches. But here's a look at Murshad Ahmadi, who's got 2 games played and 5 goals. And really, the big one was that performance against Baltimore where Krajisnik put in 15, and Ahmadi, I believe, had 4 of them.
Yeah, I would really like to see Ahmadi erupt again here against the Salisbury team. Try to put each of the quarters to bed by halfway through, capitalizing and scoring goals in every quarter, and really try to duplicate what took place earlier with the M1 game.
And then the star of the home game a couple of weeks ago, it was Mohamed Hamada and Manny Silva. 2 games, 4 goals for Silva. He's tacked on an assist as well. Just a player who's quick on the ball and knows where to be.
Well, and the other thing is I like the statistic about 7 shots on goal. You can create opportunities by passing the ball, but they don't give you points for connecting passes. They give you points for putting it in the back of the goal. He's creating opportunities to be able to score, and he's very, very, very good at identifying windows and putting that ball into play off of the rebounds.
So we get set here shortly, and Murshad Ahmadi, who wears the number 9 for this Krajisnik side, will get things underway. It's Drew Taylor who's in net for Krajisnik in the all-black jersey, and on the other side it's another all-black jersey for Salisbury, whose netminder, we believe, is Johnny Palatar, who has played in 4 games for the Salisbury side, has a 1-2 record, and has a .206 save percentage, so a number that could probably use some help, but it's a Salisbury team that's in its first season of MASL2 soccer, made that move up from MASL3 last season. It all starts with that first win, and Salisbury got that. They got the overtime loss, so they're getting points in the standings as we start play here in the Adirondack Bank Center.
And the other thing for the Salisbury goaltender, the goaltending crews for Salisbury have let up 30 goals. Definitely a number that they need to work on. Certainly not as bad as the Baltimore Arsenal by far, but still, when you're working with Krajisnik here, you gotta be able to make the saves, and you gotta be competitive.
And immediately, it's a shot fired towards the net by Murshad Ahmadi, and you can hear that left foot crash when it hits the boards because of how much power he's getting under that shot.
I think the boards are still crying after that one.
Ricky Orozco stands right at the top of the arc with a restart.
I want to see Ricky really come in and bring the energy tonight. He started doing that in the second half of that home opener, and there's the first goal of the game.
First goal of the game for Krajisnik comes just 35 seconds in. And the Blue Nation lead 1-0 early on. I mean, just a powerful, powerful shot there from Manny Silva. And we talked about him in the pregame. You just gotta get him the ball and let him do his work.
Yeah, I mean, he saw the window, and he drove it home. He's taking those shots, and he's seeing the opportunities, and he's capitalizing.
And a quick restart for Salisbury, who move forward with speed. Picked up again by Krajisnik.
Last year we saw a couple of games where Krajisnik came out and got the lead very, very quickly, and then they kind of fell asleep. Let's see how things go now.
Well, an unfortunate break there for Ramazani Juma. And then a foul committed in the process. Here's another look at that Manny Silva goal. Ricky Orozco just laid it off, and Silva did the rest of the work with that left-footed strike.
Yeah, it's like I drive it home with all the teams that I coach. You have to be ambidextrous with your feet, and ball came right around. He had a power shot right off of his left.
Good stand by Victor Stasiuk, and he draws the foul in the process. And we're back on our way with Mohamed Hamada, who goes by Yogi. And I have to say that nickname really caught me by surprise. I went down there to interview him. He was our player of the game last home game. And I told Coach Gerson, I said, I need Hamada, I need Mohamed. And he goes, Yogi, Yogi, Yogi. And I was like, well, I didn't know we had a bear on our team, but apparently that's what they call Mohamed Hamada.
Maybe he brings picnic baskets to practice all the time.
I'm sure that would be nice.
That would be nice.
We're back underway with 13 to go in quarter number 1, and it's picked off in the attacking zone for Krajisnik by Stasiuk.
So they're playing deep in that bottom corner. They're looking for another cross because they had a couple of them. Unfortunately, the ball was not picked clean or received clean in the opposite corner. It might be a 2-0 game right now, but they're trying to cross that ball through the offensive zone right in front of the goalkeeper.
Here is Hamada. Quick feed, and he turns it around to Ricky Orozco. And Krajisnik content to hold on to possession with Ramazani Juma. Orozco lays it off. Fake shot. Amadi scores. What a finish from Mershad Amadi, and he keeps the hot streak going. Krajisnik lead 2-0 early on.
Well, and Amadi also, he had a nice move. He had a nice jig, made the defense pause. And as you see the ball coming across, we're talking about crossing and switching the field. Came across into the middle, a drop off, and right there he had the quick move. Defender stabbed at the ball. All he had to do was shift over a little bit more. Goaltender opened up and he buried it in the bottom corner. Textbook move.
Kyle Jenrich, who wears number 12 for Krajisnik, picks up possession. It finds Toy Tavares. Tavares, who scored in MASL1 play on January 12th against the Baltimore Blast, his first ever MASL game, and he scored a goal. And now stumbling through and somehow maintaining possession is Maldini.
So right now Salisbury is living in their defensive end. They had an offensive push up after the first goal went in, but right now they're in defensive mode. Not a lot of push for the offensive side, and Krajisnik is taking advantage of not only possession of the ball, but also being able to move the ball from one side to the other, switching the field.
Again, Tavares plays it over to Kyle Jenrich. Jenrich finds the pass forward to Jorge Lozada. Lozada takes his time. We'll go back to Stasiuk. Forward by Stasiuk. It hits the sideboards. And into the path now. And out of play. Last touch looked like off of Leonardo Gualberto. So it will be Salisbury possession. Actually, correction, it's an intentional. So it'll be a top-of-the-arc restart. So Salisbury deliberately playing the ball out of bounds. We'll get a restart at the top of the arc, and this is exactly where Manny Silva scored the opener.
Yeah, it looks like Ricky is going to go up to the top of the key, and they're setting up very, very similarly to how the first play went. This time they go to the other side, and goaltender was ready for it.
Drew Taylor comes out to collect with his feet. Taylor, who's had an excellent start to the season, really adjusted to that indoor game well. He's got the size for it. He stands, I believe it's 6'3" is what they had him listed as there's a turn from Amadi. He fires it in the top corner and scores. Mershad Amadi is on fire. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, and it's 3-0 Krajisnik.
Krajisnik is, following that directive. Shoot early, shoot often, and when in doubt, when the window's open, hammer it. They're taking advantage of of Salisbury right now. A lot of openings available for them to take. This was a long pass right into the middle, a great turn, came down, defense out of position. Goaltender never had a chance.
Amadi, who stepped in and played for Utica City when players were getting down and getting injured. Still searching for that breakthrough into that UCFC side, but Krajisnik is happy to have him because, he's coming off of 2 seasons where he was excellent in the MASL2 down in Wichita. 25 goals last season, was 5th in the Golden Boot race, and he continues to dominate now.
Yeah, as long as he keeps the trend running here, he's going to be a powerhouse player for this Krajisnik team moving forward. Krajisnik continues to run offensive players down into the offensive zone for Salisbury, running them deep towards that goaltender, trying to decipher what the defensive formation is going to be and how they're going to round out for Salisbury.
Contact through the back. It looks like player down for Krajisnik on the far side. Looks to be Silva. Gets back up and underway.
Hopefully that's just falling awkwardly on the ball and nothing more. He is rubbing his lower back, but let's hope that he's going to be all right.
Correction there, that was Ramazani Juma. There's a long-range effort, bar down and almost in, and just missed the line.
They're going top shelf on the last several shots against this goalie. Maybe through film study they figured something out.
Forward again. This is Jorge Lozada. Lozada goes down but maintains possession. Looking for an outlet. He's sandwiched in between 2 stake players. And it's turned over. A chance in front and a save for the Stakes. And Hamada getting involved a little bit. And late contact there. As now tempers flare in the Adirondack Bank Center.
Well, I'm not sure what the Salisbury player was upset about, but right afterwards, he went right up into the face of a couple of the Krajisnik players, and that's not going to fly here. Krajisnik is going to come and they're going to protect their players.
And really, everyone sort of getting involved. But the referees come out, get things settled down for the time being. And we'll have a conversation now with the entire refereeing crew to see if there's any yellow cards that need to be issued. Shouldn't be a blue card. It was more like incidental contact outside of game action. So if anything, it'll just be double yellow cards for players involved. And they'll have to sit for 5 minutes with no man advantage.
Yeah, it looks like one of the referees came over and issued a warning to the Salisbury bench. So that way they can control. So we'd like to thank our sponsors, our local companies providing services to the Utica area. So very big thank you to everybody who's involved and invests in our United League Krajisnik Football Club M2 teams.
So referees still having a conversation. We're under 9 minutes, so I don't believe this is the media timeout. It's just the referees sort of dealing with the incident that just happened. Greg, that's your face there on the screen.
Yeah.
As one of the supporters for Krajisnik, and also Adarino Construction Incorporated. So a couple of sponsors to thank, and then got the 4th annual 7v7 Champions Cup coming up here shortly, the first weekend of March, I believe. Yeah,
March 1 and 2. I'll be coaching both days of that tournament. It's over at Elevate CNY. So we actually had coaches meeting and board meeting a couple of nights ago. Folks, if you're running a soccer program, want to get involved with the 7v7 tournament that United League Krajisnik Football Club puts on in collaboration with Elevate CNY, get your teams rostered and registered because we are running out of space. This program over the last 4 years has grown existentially. So, really, really good stuff. And if you want to get involved, register your teams right away.
So they have a goalkeeper change now, as looks like Gianni Palatar is out. I don't see him in the penalty box right now. There is a Krajisnik player in the penalty box.
There goes the goaltender for Salisbury.
And now he'll head over there, Gianni Palatar. And so stepping in is Vinny Verdi, number 30 in the yellow kit. So two separate goalkeeper kits. Krajisnik is also the same, with Tyler Barth wearing the green and Drew Taylor in the black.
Yep, yeah. Referees came over, they issued blue cards to both teams. So now we've got that penalty situation, 2 minutes for both sides.
So it's 2 minutes for Palatar and also 2 minutes for Kyle Jenrich, who did get involved pretty early on there in that scuffle. I thought it would be 5-minute yellow cards, but rather we're playing 4-on-4 right now.
Going to be a lot of space on the field, a lot of room for them to be able to move this ball around. And sometimes when you remove a player, you end up being able to move that ball a whole lot faster. So we might see the speed pick up, and we had this in a game last year where we were in this formation where we were playing 4v4. And what took place was that they, it changed the flow of the game, and Krajisnik actually ended up getting into trouble in that contest.
Salisbury looking for an avenue forward. Instead, it's picked off again. Here goes Mohamed Hamada. Ball roll with the right foot. He'll lay it off
great play
to Amadi, and the unselfish play gets Murshad Amadi an early hat trick. That's 3.
Yep.
In the first 6.5 minutes of play.
I tell you, Krajisnik's playing textbook soccer right now. We talked about proactive soccer play. Well, they're being proactive in taking control of this game and laying it down on Salisbury real quick. Just their ability to cross the ball and switch the field very quickly. We talked about the speed change. It was instantaneous. Ball came down into the offensive zone, crossed the field, and before you know it, ball's behind the goaltender.
So Odie Johnson, number 2, gets us underway for Salisbury. And really, where do the stakes go from here? You're down 4-0 in the first, not even half a quarter. It's been 5.5 minutes.
Well, the first thing they need to start doing is stopping the shots. And they have, what they have done is they have proven.
They get one back, just past the foot of an outstretched Drew Taylor, and it's 4-1. Salisbury get on the board.
Yeah, Salisbury finally gets one past our goaltender, and they came right up, brought the ball up with the goalkeeper, and it was a long pass off of those rebounds. And once Salisbury came up with that open player, they were completely out of position. And quite frankly, that's how Salisbury has been taken advantage of for the first part of this first quarter. They're out of position. They may be manning up. They might be on the player's hips, but they're out of position. They're not able to make the turns to effectively play defense, and they're not possessing the ball. So, if you change just one of those little vernaculars in one of those little situations, Salisbury could climb themselves back into this.
Number 11, Josh Danza, with his first goal of the season. He's played in 4 games. He has 8 assists, but finally gets on the board by putting one in the back of the net. Here's Ramazani Juma. And Juma curls one, top corner, but it's wide. Stasic thought about going in. Instead, he'll back up. And that one's going to run all the way back to Drew Taylor.
Taylor coming out, taking possession of that ball and taking control of that situation. No hesitation whatsoever. He knew exactly what he wanted to do and made sure that he won that 50-50 ball. Okay, Krajisnik is like, their turns are really good. They're applying all the pressure, and as we were thinking might be the case, this penalty and removing players from the field, that has provided provided a lightning rod to the speed of this game as the penalties expire.
Penalties expire, so we're back to 6-on-6 in terms of all the players, 5-on-5 in the field. As it's forward now, Gualberto goes all the way back to Stasiuk. And Stasiuk will let this one run into his own defensive half. Laid off to Jenrich, who just served that 2-minute blue card. And Jenrich will get it back. Working across, and now forward to Gualberto. Correction, that's Lozada. Jorge Lozada gets shoved off the ball.
Salisbury's playing very, very physical soccer. They are, they're not just playing the ball, but they're arm barring, they're shoving people off of the ball versus just hip checking them off the ball or checking them off. They're playing a highly, highly, highly physical game right now.
Sits up with Kyle Jenrich. Forward now, that's Amadi. Hamada, Palestinian national team futsal player. Drops it back to Toy Tavares. This is probably the strongest lineup right now. Tavares, Jenrich, Amadi, Hamada, and there's a foul. A late whistle there in front. The referee didn't see that happen. And a player down for Krajisnik. It might be Hamada.
Yeah, not only is he holding his face, but it looks like he's got his knee taped up pretty good too.
So now with the dead ball, Vinny Verdi will head off and back to the bench. So the goalkeeper, Johnny Palatar, comes back in for Salisbury. This is the immediate timeout, but we'll keep it right here because we've got a Murshad Amadi hat trick in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're bringing the power, they're bringing the pain, they're making it rain. It's just when it all comes together, it is a complete thing of beauty. The Krajisnik team is not waiting to take the shots. They're crossing the ball, and they're filling the gaps and filling space like the professionals that they are. I'd really like to see them continue, but more importantly, here's the other thing. Here's the first goal of the game. This was a perfect layoff, right left foot drive, and again top corner. So first thing I want to see from Krajisnik on this last 5 minutes, get that goal back. Get the goal back. Don't let Salisbury think that they can start climbing back into this. Second thing I want to see is, will they continue to shoot top corners? And will they continue to go high on these scoring opportunities that they have?
So 4-1 lead, Murshad Amadi hat trick in the first 6 minutes of the game. Since then, things have cooled off a little bit, even with the scuffles that have happened on the field. Jason Palkovich is all the way on the other side of the field, talking to the referees to get, I guess, more understanding about their numbers and their names on Salisbury, because we don't have that either. We're piecing things together as we go up here in the booth.
That's one big differential for the folks at home. That's a big differential from like when we do the NISA broadcasts at HCCC, or we're doing some of our other broadcasts where we're able to meet with both sets of coaching staffs and be able to get the rosters and everything from both sides. We're blessed with a great coaching staff that gets us our players and what the lineups are going to be hours before even UCFC plays. But that's not always the case for the other side.
Hamada pressured in the back end, finds Toy Tavares, and Toy Tavares can't connect. Early shot deflected by Hamada.
And that's a turnover in the defensive end that really can't happen. They're lucky that that didn't become a bigger problem than it already was.
And Drew Taylor collects. Hasn't been a busy night for Taylor. He did give up that one goal that he sprawled out for, but other than that has played a couple of passes with his feet, made a couple of collections. As here goes Manny Silva. He'll lay it across, and another goal for Amadi. It's 4 in the first quarter for Murshad Amadi, and it is domination for Krajisnik.
I think Salisbury's going to ask the coaching staff whether or not he can go take a break or something, maybe take a nap the last 4.5 minutes, because he's crushing it out there right now for Krajisnik. Salisbury doesn't want to see a ball put onto his foot. But again, another cross, goaltender out of position, and defense for Salisbury out of position as well. And last year, Krajisnik didn't take advantage of those opportunities all the time. This year, different story, different chapter of the book being written. And I wanted to see whether or not they were going to get that goal back. And sure enough, they made sure that they got that score back.
Victor Stasic lays it off to the right side. All the way forward now to Ramazani Juma. He's got a man in the middle. Abdullahi Gidao has his shot saved by Palatuk. All the way back to Stasic. Gidao is another one of the very few returners on this Krajisnik side that played last season. I mean, a team that lost, Greg, 14 of its top 15 scorers.
Yeah, it was a major turnover for this entire roster. And you know what? Credit to this new team. You know, you can very easily crumble under that and say, well, it's a rebuilding year or something along those lines. This team has really risen to the occasion. They know what the job is. They know what they have to do. You got Spice City FC that is right now at the top of the standings and everything. But you know, as long as they they keep pace and they keep playing the way that they have started this game, as well as the other two games previously, you know, they're going to be sitting in a very, very good spot to grab one of those playoff positions.
So a stoppage on the far side of play. It'll be a Salisbury restart. Still that 5-1 lead. One goal from Manny Silva. He got the scoring started since then. It's been 4 from Rashad Ahmadi and Krajisnik. The lone goal for Salisbury scored by Josh Danza, number 11. As a sliding effort from Tommy Humphreys gets it away.
And Humphreys was involved in that scuffle earlier. A meeting of the minds, if you will, down in the corner. So he's playing with a little extra energy now after the team had penalties and things.
Turned over by Edmar Vieira, who wears the number 10 for Krajisnik. And now Abdullahi Gidao will slow things down with 2.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
A lot of really good communication going on right now. Seeing the players, you know, trying to get on the same page with each other, even though they're up by 4 with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Tony Araviakis, who's Salisbury's leading goal scorer with 11 goals and 3 assists, couldn't contain that one. Stasic. Forward to Murshad Ahmadi. Dances, gets wide with his left foot. Ahmadi will send his man flying into the boards and maintain possession. Goes all the way back. Tyson Dos Santos. And now Drew Taylor. Taylor steps forward. We don't see this much from Drew Taylor, still adjusting to the indoor game like we do from Brian Wilkin. Last game at home against Spice City, Wilkin was very comfortable going forward. Now we'll see if Taylor can do the same. Taylor steps forward. Taylor shoots. What a save from Palatuk. Still in front. Edmar Vieira can't bring it down. But hey, good to see the outdoor goalkeeper adjusting to the indoor game and getting forward. Now a chance the other way for Salisbury.
Absolutely. He's picking up the game very nicely. And, you know, the confidence to be able to come up, take that shot, and it was a rocket. No doubt about that. But also the fact that he's trusting his teammates, his positional player teammates, so that, you know, should he bring that ball all the way up to the top, you've got the protection in the back in case the ball gets intercepted.
Forward again for Krajisnik. It's Ahmadi who hangs on to it. Finds Manny Silva. Manny Silva dances past one. Goes to Ahmadi. Cross-field pass off the wall. Might have been a shot there from Ahmadi, but he dragged it wide. And although it's only 4, goal differential does matter in MASL2, especially in a 4-team division with a team like Spice City that's really close ahead and is going to be a battle for that top spot. You got to score as many as you can. And here's another chance for Krajisnik. Flicked forward. Palatar comes down to collect it. But if you're Krajisnik and the first quarter ticks away, you can't let your foot off the gas in quarter number 2 and the rest of the game.
No, you can't become complacent. You need to continue what got you that 4-goal lead, what got you that 5 up on that scoreboard right now. You have to continue with the same tactics, same movement, same everything. You can't get away from it.
So we'll step aside. We'll be back when the second quarter resumes. It's a late night MASL2 on the United Elite Krajisnik FC YouTube channel. Stay with us from the Adirondack Bank Center.
Your family this holiday season with an award-winning Mazda in your driveway. This month during a Season to Move You sales event, drive a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 SE model for only $269 a month on a 36-month lease, or save with 0% or 1.9% APR financing on select new 2025 Mazdas. Let's make your deal on a new Mazda where it's always easy to do business at Steep Ponte Mazda.
And we're back at the start of the second quarter. It was utter domination in quarter number 1 for Krajisnik. 4 goals from Rashad Amadi, 1 from Manny Silva, and it's a 5-1 score after the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, Krajisnik came out guns blazing, really wanted to set the pace, set the tone, and they need to take advantage of these games and really just have full arsenal shots and capitalize on opportunities and ball structure.
It's Toy Tavares as Krajisnik move from left to right. Back to Mohamed Hamada. Tavares. Pressure coming from Salisbury. And it's still with Krajisnik. Shot from Gadao. Toy Tavares. He stumbles in as pressure continues to come, and new look Salisbury in this second quarter, they're applying some high press.
Yeah, they're definitely applying some high pressure. They're really, they're shadowing the players very effectively. And to Krajisnik's credit, they're keeping possession of the ball. They're still moving it around, utilizing those boards and things, but Salisbury is not allowing them so far to be able to have those offensive power crossings and switches that, basically 3 out of the 5 goals were because of those crosses within the defensive end. So Salisbury's coaching staff has assisted the team in shutting that down.
There's Jenrich to the roof of the net, and Kyle Jenrich scores for Krajisnik. His first of the season.
And they're continuing to shoot the ball high. Salisbury's goaltender thinks they're going to go low because of the positioning. You see the ball move forward, beautiful forward pass. Goaltender was protecting bottom corner, so he just shoot it up into the top corner. And that's what they've been doing the entire game. They're going high on this guy. There's got to be something in film study. That they saw that has enabled them to be able to capitalize like that.
It's Abdullahi Gadao who gets us underway. Over to Victor Stasiuk. Stasiuk moves forward now, intended for Jorge Lozada.
Stasic has done a great job so far in this game, controlling the middle of the field, much like a center back, and he's directing traffic in front, looking for those through balls, so that way crosses, switches, or power shots from top end forwards and strikers can take advantage of that.
Turnover in the attacking zone by Krajisnik, just a loose pass back intended for Abdullahi Gadao, and now pressure coming from Lozada. Lozada applies pressure, another returner for this Krajisnik side, but you know, compared to last year, he's playing a lot more this year and is in a lot more advanced positions this year for this Krajisnik side. Yeah,
and he's applying. You know what? Basically, he's playing like the Ninja did last year with Steve Mercer.
Here's Amadi who fires high. He's looking for goal number 5 on the night.
Yeah, just that pressure of always being in the face of your opposition up in the offensive zone. Just under the 12-minute mark. Krajisnik continues to move the ball around with efficiency. It's almost like they're practicing their penalty kicks and their penalty formation, moving the ball around and taking shots when windows are apparent.
Palatar gets down to the left to deny Amadi a 5th goal on the night. It's 6-1 Krajisnik right now with 11 and a half minutes to go, but a slower second quarter for this Krajisnik side.
They're being a little more methodical, bringing that ball out of the back from the goaltender's position. Salisbury's goalie is very frustrated.
Here's Juma, finds some space and another save for Palatar.
Palatar is getting very, very frustrated with his team. It seems like every shot he's screaming at somebody. So, maybe some miscommunication on how the formations are supposed to run or where they're supposed to be in a given scenario. But he is not a happy camper. Of course, he also, there's a 6 spot up on the board, but he's really, really upset with his team right now.
Stasic is running backwards and will play it over to Silva. Back to Stasic. Orozco. Up forward to Juma. Ramazani Juma gets clipped from behind, whistle blows, and it's a foul.
And that's that opportunity. Orozco sending that ball through, and Juma down in the corner controlling it until he got cleated. That's what Krajisnik is known for. That's their system.
There's a shot from Lozada, and Palatar gets down. It's a good save for Palatar.
Palatar he's playing on his head right now.
Now moving forward with it for Salisbury, David Clark.
And it seems like when Salisbury has possession of the ball on the far side of the field, there's no rotation coming through to enable a switch of the field or a through ball on a diagonal. And as we watch this game unfold, that's what Krajisnik is doing right now. They play one player all the way down deep into the zone, and then they've got 4 other players that rotate, and it's like a fluid motion, and it's almost like an amoeba offense. And when the windows open up, they have been given free rein to go ahead and take the shots.
Manny Silva just had a solo run where he got through a couple of harsh tackles and still was able to find a shot, but we're at the 9:20 mark and haven't really seen much action in this second quarter other than that one Kyle Jenrich goal.
And Krajisnik is really working on possessing the ball and taking advantage of those opportunities as the windows open up, but also Salisbury goaltender has made 5 or 6 really, really good saves flying through the air, and we've got an injury for Salisbury right now. But they've been, he's been dynamite in there for the second quarter. He's been controlling things very, very nicely, because this very easily could be an 11-1 game right now.
It's Tommy Humphreys who's down. And so he's taking his time to get up. And we'll get another restart with Palatar. Throws it all the way forward to Josh Danza, the lone goal scorer for Salisbury.
That long throw kind of opened up Salisbury to be able to make some adjustments and make some moves on the top end. Krajisnik just a little bit quicker, wide open down on the end.
Jenrich just lasered that pass a little too high to Mershad Ahmadi, but Ahmadi works into space, fires with the right foot, and you can tell that's not his strong foot, but still a chance for Krajisnik, and now a foul called. But a great look there from Jenrich, a great feed to Ahmadi, just a little bit too hard and a little bit too high.
Well, and Ahmadi was all the way down on the back end again. Salisbury, of all people tonight, not to know where he is on the field. Like, that's not the guy you want to lose control of and not know where he's standing on the pitch. You have to know where he is. When you have a player that's put 4 in the back of the net, you got to know where he is.
Tavares leaves it to the right. And there's a ball rolling again, a player clip, but no call.
There's been a couple of those where Salisbury is just using the trip as a tactic to try and break up what is going on for Krajisnik, and sometimes it's called, sometimes it's not.
Dancing is Hamada. Maldini Goncalves fires one, and it's up and into the near side corner boards, but it remains in play. There's Odie Johnson, and now another foul call, this time on Krajisnik.
A lot of pressure, going for the ball, controlling the flow and the tempo of this game. And while there's only been one tally for the second quarter, Salisbury really has not been able to put anything together. They try to feed the ball up. They're playing high end.
Goncalves again goes in. But Maldini Goncalves ends up empty-handed, as out to collect was Palatar.
So Salisbury is playing one defender all the way back, and then they've got the rest of their players pushing up high press movement, but they haven't been able to figure out how to get the ball through. As we have a Salisbury player on far side. Salisbury player down.
He's running into that far boards. Looks like Lupe Garcia, number 18, out on the far side. So he'll slowly work back to his feet.
Looks like more of a cramp than anything else.
So they'll take immediate timeout on the field. We'll take one as well, get a little break in. It's Krajisnik 6, Salisbury 1, midway through the second quarter. Back after the media timeout, Salisbury breaking out of the huddle. Krajisnik with a 6-1 lead. And And it has been a quiet second quarter after the action-packed first that we had between these two sides.
Yeah, just being more methodical, more focus on possession, moving that ball around, minimizing opportunities for Salisbury to move the ball or even possess the ball at all. And as soon as Salisbury does steal possession, Krajisnik is then putting players strategically into open passing lanes, being aggressive of intercepting those passes and getting back control of the ball.
Drew Taylor squeezes a ball alongside the boards to get it away. And Krajisnik move. It'll be a call because the referee impeded the progress of Krajisnik and turned over the ball. So usually if the ball hits a referee and it remains with the side that had possession, it's play on, the referee's part of the field. But, in a moment like that, when you have possession of the ball, it hits the referee and then it turns over to the other side, that's when they stop the play, restart, and allow the defense to breathe a little bit.
If there's a possession change because of the fact that the ref got involved in the play, you pause and it's free kick, restart. And it's even that way on the youth side as well. If the referee is involved in the play because they clip the ball or inadvertently get in the way of a pass, they'll do a drop ball, or they will do a free kick possession.
And Greg, with a win today, Krajisnik would equal its points and wins total from last year in the first 3 games. Last year, Krajisnik went 3-9. Now, obviously, there were some of the administrative, issues that happened, and we will gloss over it, but they did happen. But Krajisnik did end the season officially with a 3-9 record. If they can get a win today, they're 3-0. They've already got the same amount of wins as last year, and that's pretty marketable improvement for this Krajisnik side. Yeah,
especially with the turnover that they had, both player and coaching-wise. They went through a lot of changes, a lot of transitions and things. We have a breakaway.
Breakaway chance for Salisbury, and Drew Taylor makes a save.
Nice job by Taylor getting in there, making sure that he handled that situation well. Came out, challenged the ball, and when you goaltenders that are playing right now, when you come out and challenge that ball, you close the angles to the goal. So if you come out, you make them make a decision faster than they're used to, and faster than they want to. Just coming right in, he was right there, and Salisbury player didn't have a chance.
That one was close, though. I will say Drew Taylor was right on the top of the box there.
Yep.
So he did get away with one. But hey, he's not complaining. He makes a save. It's still a 6-1 game. And Krajisnik move forward.
Yeah, Krajisnik is getting back to, the possession and the movement and the arcing of everything. Getting back to the 3-win mark from last year. We talk about all the transition that this team went through, all of these players that left the organization through trade or signing somewhere else or retirement. And, at the end of the day, this team has really gelled together very nicely. The coaching staff has them playing at a very high level. And you know what? Sometimes when you go through that big change, sometimes it works out very, very nicely.
Abdullahi Gidao battling for it on the near side, gets it into Ricky Orozco. And Orozco thought about a shot, instead he'll lay it off. And there's a shot and a great save from Palatar. Amadi comes crashing in. And I think he lost sight of the ball because it was right above him, and he just turned around waiting for it.
Yeah, he kind of had that delirious look on his face while he was trying to figure it all out.
I get it right back. Amadi off the deflection, it hits the post and goes out. And Salisbury content to just clear it away all the way back to Drew Taylor. So now it steps forward. Toy Tavares. Once again, Krajisnik not afraid to put out the best players, even with a 5-goal lead. You have to extend it as far as possible because of how much goal difference matters. We saw that 10-goal win against Baltimore.
Yeah, and you cannot take your foot off of the gas pedal. They're still firing the ball high. Salisbury is applying a little more of that defensive pressure right at the point of attack. by Krajisnik, but you gotta keep firing the ball. You gotta keep scoring.
Laid back to Toy Tavares, who can fire a shot. Instead, he'll ball roll and look for some space. Flicks it back to Kyle Jenrich. Now all the way across to a shot and a great save again from Johnny Palatar. That's Tyson Dos Santos who gets involved offensively, and once again, Palatar making some big saves.
Yeah, he's all over it. He's working very, very hard to try and keep his team as close in this game as they possibly can be.
And so now, with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first quarter, it'll go back to Jenrich. Laid off Stasiuk. Moving forward with it. Dos Santos. 2 minutes left now in the first half. And still that 6-1 lead for Krajisnik. The lone goal in the second quarter scored by Kyle Jenrich. There's a long-range effort, and it's just wide by Krajisnik. Battling forward is Ramazani Juma. Pressure from Jenrich, and now Stasiuk applying pressure. Good work into the midfield. And now Drew Taylor thought about coming out. Instead, played out. And Krajisnik will recover with Stasiuk. Stasiuk continuing his run. He did a lot of sprinting, but didn't end up with the ball. As now Jenrich gets it forward. Here's Jorge Lozada. Lozada with help. Has Jenrich, will fake a shot and play it back to Stasiuk. 1 minute to go in the first half. Stasiuk fires a shot. It's high and wide. And the clock will stop with 56.2 seconds left in the first half. Throw in from Palatar, and we're back underway. Closing minute of the first half. This is Drew Taylor on the ball. He flicks it away off the boards, but turned right back over into the path of Salisbury. Moving forward, there's a shot and a foul called right near that bottom board. And a great opportunity for a free kick for Salisbury in a dangerous spot. Drew Taylor directing the defense, and a timeout called by Salisbury. So they'll think about this one, trying to claw back from a 5-goal deficit with 41.6 seconds left. Well, Greg's left me up here in the booth. He's gone down to be on the field side. He'll step with what we believe is Tariq Mekic, and he will interview the GM of this Krajisnik side and how he puts together the team and how impressed he is with that performance. There's Greg on the side of the field, looking up at the camera, hopefully. I don't know if he notices us up here, but during this timeout, there he is. There's a wave from the man himself, who sits next to me in the booth usually, but right now he's down there getting ready for that halftime interview. 41.6 seconds left to go in what is a busy, busy weekend here in the Adirondack Bank Center. Utica City before this game right now. Utica City tomorrow at 3. And then once again, Krajisnik will be right here at 6 p.m. in the Adirondack Bank Center to take on Salisbury in the second game of a back-to-back weekend. Krajisnik will make their way back onto the field. Salisbury still in that huddle, looking to break out here shortly. And Salisbury being forced now out of the huddle by the referees. Seems like they took too long. So the referees urge the Stakes to come out of the huddle. Greg were here, I know he could go for a good steak. But right now, it's the Salisbury Stakes with a chance from the right in front of the corner area. There's a shot rifled in, and a great eat from Maldini Goncalves. He just took that right off of the body and deflected it away. But again, another opportunity for Salisbury. This one a little bit further out with 38.3 seconds. Flicked in off the volley and off the wall. Drew Taylor had it covered. Here's a chance to break away. Pass forward is poor from Krajisnik. Just couldn't connect for Hamada, but he'll get it right back. Mohamed Hamada for DeGenrich again. And that one cleared away. That was Jorge Lozada on the shot, excuse me. But Hamada, Lozada, almost connecting. It'll be a top-of-the-arc restart for Krajisnik. Mohamed Hamada, Ricky Orozco stand over it. Now it's just Orozco. And Krajisnik will call a timeout with 16.8 seconds left in the first half. I'll step aside with this one. We'll let some commercials play, make some sponsors happy. Arnav Pokral alongside Greg Fanning. You're watching United Elite Krajisnik FC on the Krajisnik YouTube channel.
Family this holiday season with an award-winning Mazda in your driveway. This month during a Season to Move You sales event, drive a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 SE model for only $269 a month on a 36-month lease, or save with 0% or 1.9% APR financing on select new 2025 Mazdas. Let's make your deal on a new Mazda where it's always easy to do business at Steep Ponte Mazda.
And we're back. Top of the arc restart for Ricky Orozco and this Krajisnik side. And actually, it's Mohamed Hamada who stands over it now as he looks to the Krajisnik bench for some direction from the coaching staff of Jason Palkovich and Tariq Mekic and Gordy Gerson, who's listed as the coach. I don't see him down there just yet, or maybe that's just my vantage point. Hamada gets us underway again. A shot is deflected out of play by Salisbury. It'll be another restart, and with 14.3 seconds left, Manny Silva's out there, so if Krajisnik can get him the ball, let him create. Instead, it goes up to Mershad Amadi. Amadi wins possession back. Flicked wide, Orozco laid across. There's a rolling shot, and it's in the back of the net with 3.2 left on the clock. And it's Mohamed Hamada who makes it 7-1 Krajisnik. So Mershad Amadi's got 4, Kyle Genrich and Manny Silva have 1, and now Mohamed Hamada gets on the board. And with 2 seconds left, the final few seconds will tick off the clock, and Krajisnik scored 2 goals in the second quarter to make it a 7-1 game. Can't complain about that first half performance, but for Krajisnik, you can't drop the level. You have to get as many goals as possible to try and extend that goal difference as high as possible. And so with a 7-1 lead, 4 goals for Mershad Amadi, 1 each for Kyle Genrich, Mohamed Hamada, and Manny Silva. And here shortly, we'll get it sent down to Greg Fanning, who's alongside Tariq Mekic, and they'll make their way to the midfield logo and do an interview there. Hopefully they're looking the right way when they can get turned around. And now, we'll send it down to Greg with Tariq Mekic.
Greg Fanning here with one of our head coaches, Tarek. A great start to the game. What are a couple of the key things that you told the team that you saw come out onto this field and how they performed?
Well, after we started that good, my main focus was just to keep us calm and positive vibes. Not start bickering at each other, start getting at the other guy because he's staying too long or he didn't pass you the ball, because none of that matters when you have a result like that and you're playing well. Just keep playing well. Don't start fighting your teammates because you see something. Just keep supporting us and support. And we'll keep going and going and going.
Is that basically the message that's going to be brought to the team during halftime with a 6-point lead, 7-point lead?
Correct. It's just more of the same, boys. Don't lose your heads. That's the only thing that they'll have going for them now is to try to get in our heads, get like those little nasty, chippy, scrappy game. And we don't need that with this result. Keep it simple, move the ball, look for space, knock it around. Don't do too much. Once one player starts doing too much, the next player wants to do too much. And then it keeps trickling down, and then it becomes an individual game and not a team game. And that's what we don't want to do.
At a certain point, do you think some of the other rostered players or a changing goaltender would be beneficial for the team, depending on how far ahead we potentially become?
Correct. So that's what I was actually telling them right now is let's make sure we get this result before the fourth quarter to maybe give Tyler, a nice local homegrown kid, a whole quarter to play. Last game, I think he had maybe a few minutes towards the end. Hopefully this game, if everything goes well, he'll get a whole quarter. And then tomorrow, I got some tough decisions to make because there's a few guys we want to introduce. So if today's game goes well, it might be a few new faces for tomorrow's game.
Sounds great, Coach. Great start. Thank you very much for the time. We'll see you post-game.
There's Greg Fanning down on the field and talking with Coach Tariq Mekic of this Krajisnik side. And it's a first half you can't complain about. If you're United Elite Krajisnik FC, 7-1 lead over the Salisbury Stakes, MASL2 action, East Division action, right here on the Krajisnik FC YouTube channel. We'll be back after halftime. Stay tuned, 12 minutes away. We've got second half action coming right up.
Family this holiday season with an award-winning Mazda in your driveway. This month during a Season to Move You sales event, drive a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 SE model for only $269 a month on a 36-month lease, or save with 0% or 1.9% APR financing on select new 2025 Mazdas. Let's make your deal on a new Mazda where it's always easy to do business at Steep Ponte Mazda.
United Elite Krajisnik FC kicks off its 2024-25 campaign at home inside of the Adirondack Bank Center. Amadi has it run through his legs. He's still battling. Loose in front. Somo fires. He scores! And Isak Somo, the hometown kid, has Krajisnik up 1-0. Krajisnik has a 3-on-1 the other way. Amadi, all alone, will lay it off and stumbling on it, but eventually in the back of the net. Krajisnik take a 2-0 lead. This one is Mohamed Hamada. But now a chance for Krajisnik on the attack. Shot fired in, and it's in the back of the net. An absolute laser to the bottom corner. That's Ramazani Juma. Right on cue, right between the legs of Drew Taylor and in the back of the net. And Spice City now with some numbers in the attack. And a shot in the back of the net. It's now 3-2, Spice City taking advantage. There's a score for Spice City. Right on the doorstep, a swivel kick, and it's in the back of the net. We're all tied up. There's a shot, top corner and in! Finally, Krajisnik gets past Matt File, and it's number 4, Mohamed Hamada, with his second of the game. And now Krajisnik's on the break. And here is Orozco. Crossfield pass, another opportunity on the counter, and it's 5-3! And Krajisnik come out of a break firing on all cylinders.
We knew we were playing a good team after watching a few games of film with them. They traveled with a great roster, which is not easy to do in this league. Things were starting to flow. Once you start getting confidence, that's half the battle in this game, and I think we let it ride and it came out on top.
And I promise the fans that we will do our best this year to get the title here to Utica.
Family this holiday season with an award-winning Mazda in your driveway. This month during a Season to Move You sales event, drive a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 SE model for only $269 a month on a 36-month lease, or save with 0% or 1.9% APR financing on select new 2025 Mazdas. Let's make your deal on a new Mazda where it's always easy to do business at Steep Ponte Mazda.
Welcome back to the Adirondack Bank Center. Arnav Pokral alongside Greg Fanning for this MASL2 match that has gone the way of one side, and it's a home side, Krajisnik, who leads 7-1. After the first half, I mean, really, really positive. You have to be happy with, A, the play of Mershad Ahmadi with his 4 goals, but also the play of the defense to only give up 1 and a couple of big-time opportunities for Salisbury. Taylor makes a save. The defense comes and makes a couple of blocks. You have to be happy with how the team played half number 1.
The team is really, really, really working well. They're playing as one cohesive unit. And that was really the message from Coach Tarek. Again, thank you, Tarek, for taking time away to speak with us again. But Tarek's message was driven home, and they're following that protocol. And because of that, they've been able to possess the ball really well. They're taking advantage of their scoring opportunities. They're taking advantage of Salisbury pretty heavily right now. And, like that whole message that we heard from our interview at halftime, don't lose your head. Don't start making it a me thing. Keep it as a team thing.
Speaking of team thing, we've got some things to promote here. And first it starts with, the Krajisnik merch. The schedule's coming up, but, you can always get your Krajisnik merch online. It's some really cool stuff, and I'm kind of wishing I had a couple of things that they've given me 1 T-shirt, and I think I might have to ask for a few more.
Yeah, you got to talk to our president about that. But no, we've got some great merchandise online, not only for MASL2, but also we have merchandise for United League Krajisnik Football Club for the youth side of things. So you go to our website for United League Krajisnik Football Club, and you'll find all of that merchandise and everything, really high quality stuff. And then also, we talked a little bit about the 7v7 Champions Cup tournament, but we also, get your tickets for your MASL games tomorrow night. We're here at 6 o'clock against this Salisbury State team again. So get your tickets, come out and support this team as well. Also, if you're watching if you're here for the UCFC game, there's no reason why you don't go out. You get a ticket and you stay for the M2 game, especially since you're not kicking off at 9:30, 9:49
right,
at night.
No, very late start.
Well past our bedtimes for us old people. But the other thing for all of the youth, players that are involved in the AYSO programs and everything, we, United League Krajisnik Football Club runs the Whitestown ASO programming, and we just opened up registration for play. Everything from the playground programs that Scott Gorgas is involved with, all the way through U8, U10, U12 for boys and girls. We always have a great turnout. But if you're interested in the game of soccer, you want to learn the game the right way with the right tactics, developmental, atmosphere, Whitestown ASO is a great introductory area for you guys to come out, have a lot of fun. 8-week program, 7 weeks full of games, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful organization and a wonderful job that we do. Always getting high praise for the Whitestown ASO program. So sign up is online, and go sign up today. Get that all done. So that way you're all ready for the spring season. So there's a lot of stuff going on for Krajisnik right now, as well as the M2 program. So get your tickets for the next home games, and come out and support this great team.
Back into action here at the Adirondack Bank Center. 15 minutes on the clock for quarter number 3. A 7-1 lead for Krajisnik in a game that started in a flash between these two teams, but the second quarter really slowed things down for both sides. We saw Krajisnik being a little bit more methodical about how they went about passing around the back and freeing up space, but like you mentioned, what Tariq Mekic said at halftime, you just got to keep playing the Krajisnik way and continue to find space like there is now for Abdullahi Gidao. Works out wide to Leonardo Gualberto. Now Toy Tavares, who has Lozada in front of him and has it poked away. Now back in with Tavares. Toy Tavares, who has played a couple of minutes for the MASL1 side, has scored a goal for the MASL1 side, finds Manny Silva. Got the scoring started today. Jorge Lozada looking for the backheel to Silva. Gets tripped up, but Silva stays with it. Manny Silva with the chip, it's just wide. Gualberto gets on the end of it.
That chip was a lot closer than anybody really realizes. It was minuscule in the measurement away from that red post.
Crossfield pass, looking for Lozada. And Jorge Lozada gets shielded away from the ball. Still with this Krajisnik attacking unit. Drew Taylor still out there. 4-year player for SUNY Brockport. One of the best in Brockport soccer history to goalkeep. Now a chance moving forward. Great save from Palatar. Still loose in front. Amadi missed the flick. Well, that doesn't happen too often. Mershad Amadi missed the tap in, but he keeps with it. Rolls the ball in. Another save. Might have hit the hand of Amadi, but we keep going, and that one misses wide.
Amadi's foot might be tired from scoring all those goals in the first half. It just a simple tap in that he's probably done thousands of times, just in between practice, training, and game times and tournaments and things. Sometimes the ankle doesn't lock the way that it typically does.
Moving forward is Tyson Dos Santos. Turned over, Amadi, ball roll to the left, another block for Salisbury. Amadi will go again. And now getting onto it is Toy Tavares. 7-1 lead. Tyler Barth is waiting. The goalkeeper got in for a little bit against that Baltimore Arsenal side when Krajisnik was up, 14-5. You'd like to see him in a little bit closer of a game, get some more big-time experience for the young goalkeeper from Waterville, New York. Amadi. But you got to get a little bit more of a lead first.
Yeah, and that's the focus. They want to continue to build this lead to get to a point, to a certain point where they can start, as Tarek was telling us, they want to start introducing some new players. They want to get some minutes for some of the players that typically don't get minutes because the games are closer, and they want to expand that experience for their roster across the board. That way they can continue to grow as one unit. So this is a prime opportunity to be able to work on that and get some of those players in that typically don't get a lot of minutes.
11.5 to go in the third quarter, and Salisbury, some good ball movement here from the Stakes.
Salisbury is applying the same pressure that they had in the first half, but this time, they're able to intercept the passes. They're filling those passing gaps in those passing lanes, and they're doing their own possession of the ball. So the instructions from halftime seem to be settling in for Salisbury as well. Krajisnik is still dominating possession time in the offensive attacking zone of the pitch, but Salisbury is doing a much better job.
Kyle Gendrich, miscommunication with Juma, but now goalkeeper's out, and Tyson Dos Santos can't hang on to possession, so Gendrich will restart. Great feed forward to Victor Stasiuk. Off the wall for Stasiuk, in the corner, looking to turn his man, he goes down, stays with it, has possession, and eventually will turn it back out to Mohamed Hamada. Hamada, out to Gendrich. Give and go with Hamada. Now Juma, on the turn, has his shot blocked. And Palatar comes out to play it away.
Palatar's taking control of that real deep end when there's no pressure on him. He's taking care of that bottom side, trying to clear the ball out to midfield or beyond.
Maldini Goncalves gets past a sliding Stake player. That's Ali Bala. And now still applies pressure. Goncalves almost won it back. Instead, Clarkson Ngole will move the other way.
Salisbury is dumping the ball back towards their own end to reset the formations. They're not really pressing anything. Classic, hip formation. If your hips are pointing towards a particular part of the field and you have pressure, just dump the ball back, find open space. They're doing the things that Krajisnik owned throughout the beginning of this game.
Great block from Victor Stasic to deny Salisbury a great opportunity to score. And 9:08, we're still at that 7-1 scoreline that we had at halftime.
And Stasic saved the team back there because that was an ugly pass. That was an ugly pass. It was, like they lost focus. And that's one of the things that Tarek was trying to drive the point home at halftime. Don't lose focus. Don't turn this into a me game. Keep it a team game. And right now, you had a little bickering with the break of communication instead of going on to the next play and moving along with the next play. And then you had a break of focus and the ball just sitting out there in no man's land right in the middle of the defense. As a coach, that drives me nuts. That's why coaches get gray hair when their players do that.
Hamada spins along the wall. Back now to Edmar Vieira. Vieira again. Lozada. Vieira. Hamada. He's got some space to move forward with the left foot. Rolls it in front, and somehow it doesn't go in. Now a chance to rifle one from distance. What a goal from Leonardo Gualberto. Off the half volley. He lasers it into the top corner. It's 8-1.
What a beautiful goal. And really, hands out for Salisbury coming out the way that they did in the first half. But, Krajisnik just continuously going back to the fundamentals. And this shot, we talked about it with the pitch points. We want to control the rebounds, and that's exactly how this came about. Controlled the rebound, came back out to the yellow line, and it was a laser shot that went off of far post and up into the top deck. And, Salisbury's going to be upset about that. The goaltender's going to be upset about that. But at the end of the day, it was a laser shot, and it was a control off of that rebound.
There's Abdullahi Gadao, Toy Tavares. And now spinning away from contact is Manny Silva, but Marshad Amadi can't get there. He does get there now. Amadi, with two players on him, somehow gets away from defense, but the ball bounces over the far side boards.
And Silva and Amadi are having a conversation on the far side as well. So this could be a situation as these players come off of the field after they've been voicing some displeasure towards each other. Tarek and Jay might be sitting there going, hey, listen, what did we talk about? Refresh their memory about what they're supposed to be doing and how they got to an 8-1 lead.
Toy Tavares, Abdullahi Gadao, back to Tavares. All the way forward, intended for Marshad Amadi, and that one goes well out of play and into the second deck. So it'll be another restart for Krajisnik on the far side. 7:06 left to go in the third quarter.
Really, Krajisnik just needs to get back to what they were doing in the first half. And yeah, first goal goes in 30 seconds into the game. We're off and running. We're running like a well-oiled machine and a locomotive.
There's a shot and a goal for Krajisnik again. And Manny Silva gets caught on the rebound, so he can't celebrate properly. But Silva's second of the game makes it 9-1.
Yeah, there you go. You get taken out on the rebound for all your hard work. But yeah, Silva started it off, and now he's got two for the game, and just this ball trying to get cleared out, controlled at the top of the yellow. That was the previous goal, and then the one for Silva just coming down on far side, driving towards that goal, and he's coming right around, all the speed and power, still has control. Salisbury tries to push him over, and he just drives that ball low and through the goaltenders.
And then took a shot on the celebration, but
yes,
was able to get back up and walk away from that one. As we're at the 6:50 mark, we've hit the media timeout with a 9-1 lead for Krajisnik over Salisbury. And what a game it's been for the home side. 4 goals from Rashad Ahmadi, but other than that, 2 for Manny Silva, Kyle Jenrich, Mohamed Hamada, and Leonardo Gualberto with 1 each. And that's how we got to 9, and Krajisnik well on the way to a 3-0 start to the year. Can't complain about 3 games, 3 wins, especially after that season opener, that close one against Spice City. 2 very comfortable games for Krajisnik.
Yeah, they're taking care of business against teams that are struggling right now. Baltimore is struggling massively. This Salisbury team, you know, they're having their struggles at the beginning of the season, but again, this is a new chapter, a new book, a new story for this Krajisnik team, and you know they're working really, really well together. They went through such a change last year over the off season, and this is a great start for them. They were in contention for a little bit for playoffs, but now last year, but now this year, starting that 3-0, you know, now everything is icing on the top of the cake, because now they're driving towards that playoff spot, not trying to survive getting into a playoff spot.
We'll still have those 2 away games at Spice City, and then a game to host against Spice City. So still 3 more matches against a team that currently sits in first, but will be second after today's result, assuming this scoreline holds. But Spice City, man, they do a great job out there in terms of, you know, marketing the team. I believe it was 2,000 that packed the Danbury Ice Arena for the home opener out in Spice City in Danbury, Connecticut. They do a great job of putting that team together. It was a great game the last time these 2 teams played. It'll be that way, you know, the other 3 times that these 2 teams match up.
Yeah, they are, you know, that Spice City team, you know, they were highly competitive.
Great save from Drew Taylor there as he got down to his left. Still loose in front for Salisbury. And Taylor comes back out. But Stasiuk takes care of the damage.
And Taylor is now getting a little work. Salisbury is controlling the ball down in the deep end. But having Taylor getting some of that work as one of the Krajisnik players is down against the boards. Oh.
That one's got to be a blue card, and it is for Ali Bala. So he will exit the field of play, and Krajisnik will go on the power play as Maldini Goncalves is the player down.
Yeah, that was a pretty significant clip, and you know, you're not even playing the ball. We see this coming across right there. You're not playing the ball. You're playing the player. So, you know, justifiably so, blue card. We talk about Spice City, and Spice City was highly competitive when they came in here. And, you know, it was first game for Krajisnik. They're figuring it out. And then you go and you play against Baltimore, and you know, you handle business there. You're handling business here tonight. I think the key for this is going to be, you know, how does Krajisnik handle the double headers, and how does Tarek and Jay and Gordy, you know, put this thing together? Because, you know, while we're up 9-1, this goaltender for Salisbury is still standing on his head, and he's making some great saves.
5.5 to go. Here's Ricky Orozco to the far corner.
Even Ricky got on the board with his stat tonight as we came to the end of the first half. The first half. He got the assist on the 7th goal. So even on the assist side of things, Ricky's involved.
Scramble in front, and it's turned in by Maldini Goncalves. And Salisbury unhappy with the no call there. There was some contact on Johnny Palatar, but Maldini Goncalves, it looked like it was a 50-50 ball, and, you know, in those cases, sometimes you protect the goalkeeper, especially when they're closer to the ball, but on those chances, you have to give both players a fair chance to get there. So let's take another look at what happened. Sliding in, and Jorge Lozada got a touch on it. Maldini Goncalves finished it off, and you can see some anger there on the Salisbury players as as they make their voices heard, but it's 10-1. And with 5 minutes left in the third quarter, you have to assume, some rotation coming in here shortly for Krajisnik, but you wouldn't be too opposed to a couple more goals in this third quarter.
Yeah. Right now you have a goal differential of +9. You still have the penalty time counting down up there, but at the end of the day, we want to still see them continue to build this point differential, because then Tarek is going to be much more comfortable making those rotations and giving his point players a nice rest and reserving them for tomorrow and beyond.
So the penalty clock is still counting down. We are at 5-on-5. The penalty was released after the goal that Maldini Goncalves scored, and Odie Johnson is down now, but he gets back to his feet as play continues. Crossfield pass to Mohamed Hamada. Work down low now to Gualberto, who scored that rocket of a volley. Excuse me, that's Edmar Vieira. Vieira steps to the right. Now he'll deep back to the left. Roll one in. Gets it back. Vieira in space, and he just took a long touch. Probably should have shot that one first time. Right off the rebound. Or the pass back, excuse me, as Drew Taylor steps out.
And Taylor's also, he's getting a little more comfortable handling the ball, bringing that ball up. And he's, this also gives him an opportunity to try a few things, having this big lead while he's still in the pipes, to see, how he can further acclimate to the indoor version of this beautiful game that we love so much.
Here's Jorge Lozada. Has Gualberto to his left. We'll play it back now. Across to Abdullahi Gadao. Steps to the right. He fires a shot, and it's right into the bench of the Salisbury player. Vinny Verdi makes a save on the bench. Got two hands on it and brought it in with 2:44 left to go in quarter three. Toy Tavares. Pass forward is cut out well by Salisbury. Jorge Lozada. Lozada turns his man into space. Now steps back. Lost control of the ball and turned it over. Back with Salisbury. Near side with Odie Johnson. And his crossfield pass goes well into the Miller Lite Beer Garden here at the Adirondack Bank Center.
That beer garden area is very, very popular with these games. It's always just a matter of time before a ball goes flying in there and knocks somebody's beer over.
2 minutes left in the third quarter. Here's Mershad Ahmadi doing what Mershad Ahmadi does. Steps to the right, looks for space. Back into Ahmadi, turns onto the left foot. He fires a shot, good block from the stakes. Forward, Drew Taylor comes out and plays it with his feet. Ahmadi's making a run, but Krajisnik can't find it. I feel like that's the first place you should be looking. If you're looking forward, you should look for Ahmadi. Instead, it goes to Ricky Orozco.
Yeah, it's he made his diagonal run, and unfortunately, they weren't able to connect with him. Salisbury is shutting down the passing lanes again.
And now a whistle blows after Manny Silva had his jersey grabbed. So a restart upcoming. Ahmadi alongside Abdullahi Gadao, Ricky Orozco, Toy Tavares, and Manny Silva all out there. So another strong lineup in the final minute of the third. Looking to connect on this set play opportunity. Silva drives one, and it's saved by Palatar. I will say, on those low shots, Palatar's done great of getting down and covering up the ball and not allowing those rebounds to get back out.
Yeah, Palatar has eaten those up. He's been beaten on the high end. Anything that was a climbing shot or a laser up top, he has struggled with tonight. in a very, very big way. As we hit 30 seconds left in the third period here, third quarter. You know, it's been a struggle when you go high on this goaltender, and
Manny Silva got taken out there again. Knee-to-knee contact for Silva, who is just blitzing through the neutral zones and into the Krajisnik attacking zone. And Silva's a player that you would want to keep. Now I have to call out the trainer for him. He still remains on the ground. Here's another look at what happened. Just got a touch towards the corner, and then immediately an outstretched foot got in the way.
Well, and you hope that, you know, he's good to go, and he, you know, here's the thing, you're up by 9. Now the coaches are starting to think not only rotations, but, you know, let's hope that nobody gets hurt, right?
After the save from Palatar, Ricky Orozco chases the ball down on the far side. And Orozco gets it away momentarily. Still with Salisbury with 6 seconds left. Got to get a shot off if you're the Stakes. And instead, dribbling around, it will be the end of the third quarter. 10-1. Krajisnik lead. A couple more goals this quarter scored by Leonardo Gualberto and Manny Silva. But hey, 10-1, 9-goal lead. Can't complain if you're Krajisnik.
No, and you know, I think we say mission accomplished with that, because Tarek wanted to see a couple more goals go in. He wanted to see that lead build, continue to have that built. You know, not taking your foot off the gas pedal. So that way he can go ahead and he can make his adjustments and do the things that he wants to do. I would say, you know, mission accomplished on that. So it's just another step forward for this group.
So with that, we'll step aside for the break. We'll be right back when fourth quarter action resumes. 15 minutes to go here from the Adirondack Bank Center. Krajisnik lead 10-1.
Well, we're back here, fourth quarter, about to start. 10-1 lead for United League Krajisnik Football Club. Big thank you for all of our sponsors that make this possible. And you know what? This has been a really late night. So big thank you to my partner in crime over here, Mr. Arnoff.
It's been fun. It's been fun. You can't complain when Krajisnik's up 10-1. And also Tyler Barth is in net. So the local kid from Waterville, New York, who plays over at SUNY Polytechnic, is a sophomore. So he's young. And he's still got a couple of years of college experience left. But it's good to see him on the field, and maybe he'll make a couple saves here early on. Yeah,
this is what Tarek wanted to do. So this is perfect. He gets a quarter in. He gets some minutes. You know, and you know, local kid. So this is perfect. But Big thank you to big guy. This has been a lot of fun. Mr. UCFC over here as well. He did the UCFC broadcast before he comes and works with us as well. So he's just all over the place.
Hey, I wouldn't be doing UCFC games if it wasn't for the games I did with Krajisnik. So I always gotta remember where you came from, as they say.
That's right.
As Tyson Dos Santos dances past one, and now back to Genrich.
So we'll see what different faces.
And there's a goal. Again, it's Maldini Goncalves who gets the final touch on it. And there is a new goalkeeper for Salisbury as well. We should mention, both teams making goalkeeping changes. Vinny Verdi is in now for Salisbury.
He was in earlier during the penalty minutes after that scuffle in the first half.
We'll see who they credit this goal to, because I thought it was Goncalves, but he might have just been in the vicinity. It was Goncalves.
Yep. Final touch was by him.
So
definitely.
They credit it to Juma, but it is Maldini Goncalves' second of the game. So now things stand 11-1.
And we'll see what different faces come off the bench for Krajisnik. Who gets some rest? Who gets some a little R&R on the bench while we finish off this fourth quarter of action here at the Adirondack Bank Center.
Stasiuk under some pressure, and he draws a foul.
Salisbury coming out a little fired up. Of course, when you're down 11-1, I think
tends to happen, yeah.
I think I come out pretty fired up too. So the other thing that Krajisnik needs to be cognizant of is, like Salisbury is, the stakes are going to go ahead, and they're going to chalk this one up. But, what kind of tone are they going to try and set for tomorrow's matchup? Starting off with the fourth quarter play here, are they going to, how are they going to respond?
Stasiuk almost got his first look at goal today, but the defender couldn't convert. And now Edmar Vieira steps forward. So the lone goal for Salisbury was scored by number 11, Josh Danza. Other than that, it's been Manny Silva. Mershad Amadi's got 4. Kyle Genrich, Mohamed Hamada, Leonardo Gualberto, Manny Silva again, and then 2 from Maldini Goncalves. So, obviously the focus is on Mershad, as he is on the ball now, and his 4 goals. But, the goal scoring is getting a little bit more spread around now. Manny Silva's got 2, Goncalves got 2, but a couple of players stepping up with a couple of goals themselves.
Well, and that's the whole idea. Don't have the team focusing on one specific or 2 specific players to always be the goal scorers and always set the tone on the scoreboard. Being able to have multiple goals scored by multiple people, then you got your opponents that come in. They got to worry about everybody. They don't set up a game plan just for 1 or 2 or 3 specific individuals, depending on what line they're playing on. They got to come in. They got to worry about everybody. So it makes the job a little bit harder, and you don't have to rely on one specific individual to bail you out of trouble if you're not having the most stellar of games.
And Salisbury cleared away, so Tyler Barth will get a touch for the first time today. And his first pass is pretty simple to Toy Tavares. But, sometimes it's the first pass that gets the nerves out of the way. And for Tyler Barth, he's looking somewhat comfortable out there. He's been out there, played against Baltimore. And maybe he can make a save today.
Yeah, it's nice to see him out there and get some time with this team in game format. Much more than just a few minutes type of a deal.
Oh, what a pass from Mershad Amadi, but Manny Silva couldn't finish off the move. I don't know how Amadi saw that one through 3 defenders.
Yeah, he's had the hot foot, he's had the hot foot today, and it's been magical to watch him play.
Oh, that one took a deflection off a Salisbury player, so they're going to credit that goal It'll go to, I believe, Kyle Jenrich all the way at the back end. It didn't hit another Krajisnik player, and you don't give own goals, so Jenrich gets credited. His second of the game.
You know, when things are going your way, things are going your way. And in retrospect, when it's a tough day, it can be a tough day.
Yeah, and that one, Vinny Verdi came out of the goal to guard Ramazani Juma, who had worked himself into space. That's where the pass was initially headed. So not a bad move from Verdi there to apply pressure on Juma. Just takes a bad deflection into the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing the right thing. He was.
Turned it over. Gunklav is looking for the hat trick. Instead, will pass it. And the unselfish play leads to another goal for Krajisnik. This time it's Ramazani Juma.
Yeah, now they're pressing. It was, a bad pass into the middle. And here's the difference. Krajisnik scores off of that. Krajisnik had an error at the beginning of the third quarter. Salisbury couldn't connect and couldn't capitalize. Krajisnik has been capitalizing since 30 seconds into the game. They have played at such a high level today. So now it's get through the game, finish off the last 10 minutes, and
stay healthy.
Stay healthy and play clean soccer.
Here's Jorge Lozada. Deeks past the goalkeeper, plays it off the wall. What a save from Verdi.
Yeah, Verdi recovered just in time to get in the way of that shot and get his hands up. But really, the pressure out from Verdi caused the ball to go wide.
There's Lozada, and this time he finishes.
Yeah, he wasn't missing that again.
So Jorge Lozada adds another one. And Krajisnik are flying 14-1.
This is a lot like the third quarter for UCFC, where they came out from halftime down 5-3 and scored 5 unanswered in the third quarter tonight against the Wave. And now Krajisnik is doing the same thing. They're controlling this game in a very large way.
Pass forward, and Tyler Barth comes out. It hits him in the shoulder, but does the job, keeps the ball out of the back of the net.
Yep.
Now forward, and Vinny Verdi does the job on the other side. So both goalkeepers are getting out of the goal area and clearing the ball away.
And they're making their decisions. They're not hesitating. If they're gonna drop back, they do it without hesitation, and they're living with their decisions, and it's reaping benefits coming out and handling that.
So whistle blows, 8:43 left to go in the fourth, and a 14-1 lead for Krajisnik. A couple more goals than this fourth quarter, 4 of them to be exact, that have tacked on to this goal differential that is oh so important when it comes to two teams that are currently tied for the top of the East Division. But Krajisnik right now came into today with a plus 11 goal differential. With this scoreline, it's plus 24.
Right.
And Spice City is only at plus 13. Chance the other way, and Barth makes a save. And you could hear the roar from the Krajisnik bench to celebrate Tyler Barth making a big save on a one-on-one breakaway. He'll have to do it again here. Ball roll past Jenrich, who recovers well, and Stasic cleans things up. Stasic gets hounded from behind, but it remains with Krajisnik. Hamada dances past one, and he still gets past him again. Rolls it in front looking for Amadi, and Mershad Amadi unhappy with the delivery. Would have been another tap-in for his 5th goal of the night. Stasic goes in hard with a challenge. That one might be a blue card. It is. So Krajisnik will go on the kill. What a save from Tyler Barth there.
Yeah, Tyler just comes out right technique, right place at the right time, handles his business like a pro. This is a good showing for him, and he's getting some action as well. It's not just him standing back there having a ham sandwich with no pressure or anything. he's actually getting involved in the game. And that's going to build, as he's directing traffic right now, that's going to build confidence within his teammates as well. They know he's a talented goaltender, but if you don't get in these games and you get quality minutes, rumors or perception, perception becomes reality, but seldom does reality match perception. Well, the perception is he's a very good goaltender and he can handle his business. Right now, he's applying reality to that, and that's going to go a long way on the bench.
And even right now on the bench, you can see, Tyler Barth and Drew Taylor having a conversation.
Yeah, to be able to be mentored by Drew Taylor, like, hello.
As there's another look at Tyler Barth alongside Tyson Dos Santos. Leonardo Gualberto has scored that amazing volley. Kyle Jenrich, who scored from his own half, even though it did take a deflection.
Yeah, it's been a great night for this Krajisnik M2 team. They made the decision right from the get-go that they were going to own this game, and like the last home game, it was a 5-4 game. You never know what the critics were saying or what the fan base was saying or anything after the Baltimore game, saying, it was Baltimore. You never know what that conversation is. They came out here tonight and they said, you know what? We're going to go eat. And they just plowed right through this Salisbury team.
Another save for Tyler Barth.
Tyler had a little rebound there, but he controlled that beautifully.
Kyle Jenrich gets past one, gets past another. Still moving forward. Great connection with Mershad Amati. And he sets Amati free. Amati's bearing down on goal, but Vinny Verdi is in the right place at the right time. Good connection there, back and forth between Kyle Jenrich and Mershad Amati.
Yeah, moving that ball down the field the way that they did, just continuously feeding, but also at no point was anybody going down that field, taking their sweet time to get down there. There may be 7 minutes left in this game, but Krajisnik is playing like it's a 0-0 tie, and that's what you need and that's what you want, especially killing off this penalty.
Yeah, still playing a man down, and Salisbury, other than that one shot that Barth saved, haven't really had opportunities. Here might be another one, though. Instead, Salisbury content to just pass it back.
Well, as much as you don't want to have penalties and you don't want to have situations like this, it's always really good to get these opportunities when you're up so much and you don't, you can practice it all day long, but when you get into a game time scenario, game time situation, you want to make sure that you can actually implement what the coaches have been working with you on. And this is a great opportunity.
Great turn from Jenrich, but Vinny Verdi's first one there. And now moving the other way. I mean, Krajisnik still on the kill, but really not playing like it. Very content with going forward and trying to get the offense going. Great pass from Barth into Jenrich.
And Jenrich was Tavares on the far side. If he had been able to control the rebounds off of the goaltender, like the goalie was completely out of position, that would have been an opportunity for him just to drive one home from midfield. I mean, no question about it. Take the shot.
Stasiuk released from the penalty box as that shot goes wide. Still loose in front for Salisbury, and there's a goal for the Stakes. And again, it's number 11, Josh Danza, with his second goal of the game. He's got the only 2 goals of the game for Salisbury.
And they were both during penalty time periods. The first one was when both teams were playing a man down, and now this one to clear the board on this penalty. So, again, you don't want. I mean, he brings it right up, takes the drive. There's the rebound, and unfortunately, after 2 attempts, Krajisnik couldn't get control of that ball, and he drove it home.
So now 14-2. Ramazani Juma makes Vinny Verdi come out and make a sliding save. Toy Tavares keeps it forward. And Jenrich just gets wrestled down. And immediately another blue card shown So going to the box, I believe that is Thompson.
Yep. Yeah. Thompson has, we got the replay
Excuse me,
here.
Tommy Humphreys.
Oh.
Tommy Humphreys is the one headed to the box.
So Humphreys just, he went WWE there and just body slammed and threw our player to the ground. So, justifiably so. Go sit down in the penalty box. But he was involved in that scuffle at the beginning of the game. He was involved in a number of verbal altercations today. He really hasn't played on his best behavior. So we'll see what he brings to the pitch tomorrow. But he's been a little bit of a nuisance. And when he has been playing, and he's been one-on-one and everything, he hasn't played the cleanest either. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Shot goes high. Krajisnik on the power play. Already one power play goal today from Maldini Goncalves. As here's Ricky Orozco quarterbacking the offense as the deep man, as Goncalves looking for the hat trick. Can't find it. Orozco turns it over. And a chance to go out on the breakaway. Barr thought about coming out, instead will stay back, and the shot goes high and over the head of Tyler Barth. Here goes Mershad Ahmadi, 56 seconds on the power play. Numbers forward for Krajisnik. Goncalves, Manny Silva. Back to Goncalves. There's a player at the back post for Krajisnik, just can't find him. It's Juma. Ahmadi, Orozco, Silva. Out to Mershad Ahmadi again. Ahmadi fakes with the left foot, shoots with the right, saved by Vinny Verdi. Pinched away by Krajisnik, 30 seconds left on the on the power play. Orozco. Ahmadi can free up an angle. Instead, we'll go back.
Well, now Krajisnik has two players down on the post there as well, where they only had one on far post. From our vantage point, they only had one on far post. They didn't have anybody on near post, which eliminates that cross. And when that rebound came out, they were a little bit out of position there.
Manny Silva dancing with it. The penalty has been released, so we're back to 5-on-5. And Silva rifles one into the top corner. Hat trick for Manny Silva. And he makes it 15-2.
Well, he started it, and he's finishing it. So Manny Silva has been one of many, many, many players of the game today, and you hope that this momentum that this team is building, this now soon to be 3-0 starting record for this 2025 season. You really hope. I mean, ball down deep, comes back, he's looking at it, takes the shot, and just buries it. He saw the window of opportunity, and he went back to what they were doing at the beginning of the game, shooting high on these goaltenders for Salisbury. And they're capitalizing on it. So you hope that this team tomorrow, when they show up to play, kickoff tomorrow is at 6 p.m. here at the Adirondack Bank Center. You hope that they come out with the same energy, the same focus, the same ball movement, and they're able to move forward and being able to take the brooms out and sweep this one away.
After this weekend's games, Krajisnik back in action on Saturday, February 8th, away at Salisbury. So 3 straight games against the Stakes before a game against Baltimore and then another game against the Stakes. And we're just counting down the days till the March 23rd and March 30th games against Spice City, a home-and-home series there, and also the away game that is yet to be made up, which will probably be played right around March 24th. Just go back-to-back with Spice City on a one-day away trip. That saves a bit of travel. Yeah,
exactly. If they're able to do another doubleheader like Krajisnik has done here tonight, another great save there. Not very challenging. Now, I'm not a goaltender by any stretch of the imagination, but just the fact that it was basically right to him.
So late blue card shown. There was advantage played because Edmar Vieira was moving forward with the ball and had a dangerous scoring opportunity. But they do show the blue card, and it's the goal scorer, The only goal scorer for Salisbury, he's got 2 on the night, Josh Danza.
Yeah, Danza came through, basically tackled him from behind. Big no-no. So, yeah, you know, we've it's been a long time since we've had this many blue cards within a game.
Yeah, no, very, very clean games, or even the ones that, you know, get chippy like the one against Spice City. The referee's not showing too many blue cards, but today, seen a lot of them.
Yeah,
Silva.
It's been pretty blatant with the blue cards how it's been put together.
Good movement from Krajisnik. Orozco. Silva again. Down Goncalves, who's looking for his hat trick. Silva already has one. 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game. 1 minute 30 on the power play for Krajisnik. You can see the indoor fundamentals now from this Krajisnik team, something that we didn't really see too much of last year, but especially on the power play. You know, moving the ball around, finding space, moving players in and out, just really freeing up some space for Mershad Ahmadi to go bar down and in. 5-goal night for Mershad Ahmadi.
Yeah, the movement of the ball tonight has been just complete textbook. I mean, there's 5 goals in one night. This ball has been traveling from one side of the field to the other. But, you know, last year, the penalty kill, the penalty attack opportunities, they were messy. They didn't always, end up with a positive result. And that's another change here with this group that's playing this year. The tactics and the precision that they're playing with, there's no comparison to last year. Night and day.
So a 5-goal night for Mershad Ahmadi. Jorge Lozada battling for it.
Lozada's been getting pushed around pretty heavily from behind.
Toy Tavares on the far side.
So they've got about a minute 20 left. And it looks like unless there's a big opportunity here that's a clear-cut movement, I think
maybe one here for Tyson Dos Santos in the corner.
Yeah, Dos Santos brought it down. Now it's in the center.
And shoved off the ball is Edmar Vieira. That one's going to be a free kick. 53 seconds left.
So like these opportunities down here, you know, you think, pass the ball around, can continue with the possession, don't give Salisbury any opportunities. Oh, Salisbury presented an opportunity for us by shoving people off the ball. So
Vieira rolls it out wide. Shot saved by Verdi. And that one goes up into a superstructure violation, so we will have another restart from this time, I believe, the top of the yellow line instead of the top of the arc. And now Vieira directing Gualberto forward. There's a shot, it rolls in. Somehow just found its way through the lines and into the back of the net. And it's Edmar Vieira.
We're running out of room.
Yeah, I'm running out of room here on the stat sheet to track all the Krajisnik goals.
It's a good night when you run out of room on the stat sheet, writing down all the data and everything that we track.
17-2. And in this fourth quarter alone, 7 goals for Krajisnik. And a foul in the midfield, 33 seconds left to go. I mean, I'll keep this postgame short, Greg, with 30 seconds left and maybe one or two final opportunities. But really, can't complain about the performance if you're Krajisnik. Got to keep the momentum going into tomorrow. I think that's going to be echoed around, the entire building tonight.
Well, it's momentum, and also what changes to the strategy, what changes to the roster are going to take place as we just, we wrap up this beautiful game that they played tonight. Would you like a shutout? Yeah, you always want to put a goose egg up there. But you know what? At the end of the day, this team has played exceptional soccer today. Doing things indoors is always kind of tough to have that goose egg, but they owned the pitch tonight.
17-2 the final score. Greg, I'll let you take it away for your final thoughts and the highlights of today's matchup before we get the post-game interview with Mirshad Ahmadi. So, Greg, what are your thoughts on a dominating performance for Krajisnik?
Well, this has just been a textbook evening. You have goal scorers, I believe 3 or 4, that have just gone ahead and gotten hat tricks, 4 goals, 5 goals, and I mean it all started 30 seconds into this game with Silva, and you know these players have played a very passionate game tonight. They have handled the physicality of Salisbury. They've kept their poise when there was an altercation at the beginning of the game. They didn't allow Salisbury to get into their heads, and they played beautiful soccer this entire time period. So at the end of the day, they did their job, and this has been a huge win. 3-0 on the season, and now we move forward to being able to build our lead in the standings, build those statistics, get that goal differential up, and really push through on the rest of the season. So everybody, remember, come out, get your tickets for tomorrow's game. 17-2, another great opportunity for this Krajisnik team, and let's everybody get your tickets, come out, stay after the UCFC game, and let's go ahead and enjoy another matchup between Salisbury and United League Krajisnik Football Club. We're running through some of the highlights of this 17-goal game by Krajisnik, and really the fourth quarter, just an absolute manhandling of the Salisbury team. 7 goals in 1 quarter. Did a beautiful job. Got to see some different faces on the pitch. Sub out on the goaltender. Really good opportunity for him, being the local kid, playing for SUNY, playing down in Waterville, sophomore for the college scene. There's going to be a lot of time for him to be able to play and develop within the college, and continue to develop with this pro team too. So we got my partner in crime down there, Mr. Arnav Packrell, for Greg Fanning. I'll see everybody tomorrow, and thank you to the crews and everything. Arnav, take it away, my friend.
All right, guys, welcome down here. We're on the field after a big Krajisnik win. The final score, I believe, is 17-2. 5 goals from Rashad. What can you say about the performance?
The team played really good together. We all played good, and even before the game or even in practices, we always talk about playing together and try to score as many goals as we can and try to win the games, because we're trying to make it to the playoffs, and that's all it's all about, especially try to win the games.
So coming off of last season, right, you had 25 goals out in Wichita. You're keeping up the goal scoring here, 10 goals in the first 3 games. What's working well for you?
Just working hard and training with the first team and training with the second team, putting the work in all the time. No matter what goes on, you got to keep working hard, and I keep working hard, and it pays off.
5 goals for you, Mirshad. Now we're going to focus on you, Tyler. Tyler, you're a sophomore in college, right? You're just finishing up that year, and now you're playing MASL2 soccer for the first time here at the Adirondack Bank Center. Walk me through the couple of saves that you made there towards the end of the game.
I don't know what to say, really. I mean, I was ready. I got in there, just ready to do my job. Training with these guys helps a lot. They really lift me up, make sure I'm ready for whatever. It just felt good to get in here.
And I wanted to talk about, there was a moment there, I think in the fourth quarter during that media timeout, you, Drew, and a lot of the guys kind of around you talking to you. What's the message they're giving you?
They're just telling me things I can work on, things I'm doing good, just keeping my spirits high. If I mess up, they're telling me, hey, you're good, on to the next one,
All right, perfect. Well, great job today, Tyler. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
As always, great job, Mershad. Guys, up in Krajisnik, we will see you in a while. We've got a couple of weeks until our next game, but for now, thanks for tuning in. For Greg Fang, Joel Belthizer, and the rest of the Krajisnik crew, thanks for watching on the Krajisnik FC YouTube channel. I'm Arnav Bokrel. We'll see you soon, but until next time, stay safe and be happy, everyone.